Hello. So I'm out for a walk, clearly. So part of the symptoms of the narcolepsy is you can't control when you fall asleep. So you could be about to leave the house in 5 minutes and your body just shuts off. And it's not something like you could fight and just, I'm going to get up and walk around. No, you're not. You're going to sleep. So because of this, I get it throughout the day recently quite a bit. And it makes it hard to sleep at night sometimes. So I'm just walking because I'm bored and awake. Which is a good reason to walk, because sometimes it's because I'm losing mobility or in pain. So, good reason to walk. So anyway, this video I wanted to do on finding solutions, right? So the narcolepsy, it's another symptom. So what I'm gonna do, I'm growing every single herb, every medicinal herb like ever known to man in my hydroponics garden. Once I could figure out how to build that filter, I'm gonna get that set up. I haven't been there yet. So anyway, there's throughout the whole history people using herbs for different things, and the EMT people, they use things called like smelling salts to wake people up when they faint and stuff. So one of the things I found, I have a sage plant and I just rip up some of those leaves and I'll put them in a little dish and I'll sit and keep smelling it. And I found that certain cognitive symptoms, as I feel them coming on, if I do that, they kind of go right by and don't even kick in. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. For now, I'm going to do them mostly as just like a potpourri. But in the future, I'm going to buy a essential oil extractor. Those are a few $100. And then I'll be turning it into essential oils. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. And once I start doing it, I'll give you one. So the problem was the narcolepsy. The solution was, doing some research and coming up with a solution. And I think that's going to help a lot. So what I'll do today, every time I feel that coming on, I'll just start smelling the sage and see what that does. I'll keep you guys posted. So the other thing about problem solving is, if you focus on the problem, there's so many. So even in a healthy, normal life, if you focus on your problems, you're always going to find them, no matter what. And if they're not about you, they'll be about the people in your life, right? Because you're perfect, and it's a lot easier to think about other people's problems over our own sometimes. With this, if you focus on the problems, they're pretty infinite, and there's always one of them going on, if not more. So you can't focus on the problems at all. So just keep focusing on the solutions for every single symptom you face. Find a way to combat it, and I'll keep telling you guys how I'm combating mine. I haven't been able to sing, but I did find a song that I absolutely love. So once I'm able to sing at all, I'm going to do that one. And I don't know actually what I just said. Sorry. But so if I just said something really weird, I apologize. Sometimes I just say random words and I lose the thought. So anyway, moving on. I don't know where I was going. And that's fine too, right? Because in life, you never know where you're going. That's part of the whole faith walk, like what I did there. I should be a rapper because I could just flow from one idea to the next and make it seem intentional when it's literally just short-term memory lapse. But tonight is a really beautiful night. Actually, I'm going to have to unzip my snowsuit because I bundled up way too much. I'm gonna do that now before I overheat and start acting crazy in these streets. They're gonna be like, yeah, Geneva's dangerous and Geneva has like a lot of crime and stuff, but have you seen that crazy girl in the snowsuit? She's the one you don't want to mess with. So yeah, I'm not trying to get the rep as the toughest girl in Geneva because Dante already has that for the toughest kid in school, so even though it would fit, I'm just not gonna do that. And then I look all like gang affiliated with my scarf tied around my waist. It's just my neck's too hot. But the temperature is really, really nice tonight. And the air is really nice. So I'm super enjoying it. The church was great. I ended up sitting in like the area you walk in because they have a really comfy chair, and my body pains were just severe and I couldn't stop crying because of the pain, so I just sat back there. It's right outside of the room so I could still hear everything and be in the presence of God. So even if you can't go to church, can't go and just find a different part of the building to sit in. Some of them have speakers in the bathroom. You could even sit in the bathroom or women's breastfeeding area and just I don't know, I guess put a sign like I'm not breastfeeding, knock if you need to use it. I don't know, but Geneva's my favorite town to walk around in. So I'm walking downtown. It's beautiful and I love it. There was like some other things I wanted to talk about, and I'm trying to remember. It was like about solutions. Well, some other stuff too. The other stuff was actually the stuff I wanted to talk about. Solutions was just a little blop or something. I'm finding a lot of solutions with cooking. So one of the things, and it goes back to finding solutions, right? So I was a very good cook. You could ask anyone that knows. It's not me tooting my own horn. But I went to culinary school. It's been my lifelong passion. It's something I do every day of my life. And it was like one of my greatest passions and like my God-given gift. So now when I go to cook, I can't remember just basics, what goes in stuff I've made a gazillion times. I've never had to use a recipe in my life. And that's part of like my creative outlook or creative outlet and my creative outlook, to just be able to be in the kitchen and be all creative. And now, on top of not remembering what goes in anything at all, also, if I put stuff in, I have that short-term memory loss, so I have no idea what I put in. So sometimes I'm doubling up on some stuff and then missing some stuff. And then also my taste buds are off, so I can't even taste it. So I could taste something and think it has no salt at all, and it's actually really salty. So I have been coming up with a lot of solutions for cooking because I'm going to do the cooking show. I have a special cooking board from Dawn, cutting board. It says Ashley Linnea Kitchen, and it has a dove on it, which I love doves, and Linnea is my middle name. It's the wildflower of Sweden. So, story about this that my mom's not gonna like. My whole female generation, like going back to like my great grandma, everyone had Linnea in their name as either their first name or their middle name, right? So I have it as my middle name, and like everyone has it. It's my mom's first name. I actually think it's my grandmother's first name, but she goes by her middle name. And then like my grandma's mom and great grandma, whatever, you get the gist. So when Amber was discovered to be a girl, it was the family expectation and this whole generational thing that her middle name would be Linnea. And I said, y'all women are cursed. The curse ends with me. She will not have that name carried on. So I ended it, which is also like kind of symbolic and iconic and ironic, that I ended up being the one to break the generational curses, and my whole family's getting saved throughout all of this. So I did a good thing with ending that name. So don't ever feel pressured. There's so much to a name, and like just so much power in a name and stuff. And if you feel like that family name is cursed, don't give your kid it, and don't be afraid to be the one that ends it, right? In fact, like, be the one to end it. So off to another tangent. So cooking. I'm gonna do the cooking show, and I'm finding all these solutions. So in cooking, there's something called mise en place, and when you cook, you're supposed to take out every single ingredient, start to finish, that you're using for the meal, and you put them all up in your counter. And in the culinary world, you take it even a step further, that you would measure it out. So whatever your onion is, you wouldn't put an onion on the counter, you'd dice up your onion and have the bowl of the onion, or measured out your soy sauce or this or that. Like, everything is in these little dishes, and I used to know what they're called, I forget, and it's all pre-measured out, right? So I'm gonna go, I haven't had to do that ever, but I'm gonna go back to that. So I don't have all those little dishes and all that to do the prep in that way, but what I'm gonna do is take out every single ingredient, start to finish I need, put them on my counter in one pile, like to the right of my counter, and as I use each one, put it all the way to the left. So there's a hack for you right there. That was a freebie. The rest you're gonna have to watch on my show. But I'm gonna do all different things like that, conserving energy. So even things I would naturally cut by hand, I'll do in food processors, and we'll have like a prep day that we'll take some of our fresh herbs and put them in the food processor and turn them into individual ice cubes. So if a recipe calls for parsley or cilantro or anything, if it's a day that we can't cut it up fresh, we'll just go to the freezer and grab those cubes. But also you want to conserve those for the days you can't, and the days you can cut up stuff, always use any muscle you can and do whatever you can. So I'll go over those things too, and I have multiple others. I'll keep sharing that. So I'm a little bit tired, but it's such a nice night out. I'm not tired enough to go home just yet. And I don't know if I'm going the Y, because I don't know Mom's schedule yet today, if I could get a ride or not. If I can, Dante's going with me. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say, probably. And then I'm going to get off and listen to my worship music and spend some time with Jesus. Oh, crap. I'm not trying to do a cliffhanger. I really did forget the last thing I was going to say. It was good too. It was good enough to like make it your final thought in this video, but nope. Oh, okay. You guys are in for a treat here. Never question God's timing, ever, or the way he does things. So one of the things that really bothered me forever, up until probably, well, I had the epiphany today, so up until today, it bothered me. So 37 years. Oh, no. 18, because I wasn't a mom before that. I probably premeditated that this would annoy me, though. So girls are the hardest when they're older, and boys are the hardest when they're younger. So, of course, because everything in my life I do the hard way, I even reproduced the hard way, and I had my girl, then I had my boy, right? So if they were like close in age, most kids, you do like 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Okay, so I wouldn't be so much in that window. Nope. I did it 6 years apart. So I had Amber her entire life at her peak of her bad behavior, and then Dante at his peak of his bad behavior. So it was like one went from their worst, and then I got a breathable half a second, and then the other went to their worst. So I'd always be like, God, all right, single mom thing, that was my fault. But like, couldn't I have had the boy then the girl? Or like something that it wasn't like the hardest case scenario? And today, I had this epiphany when I was thinking about the YMCA and Dante going. God had it so perfectly timed. Like if I had the girl right now, and if that girl was Amber, she would not be doing any physical fitness with me at all. It would be us sitting and doing art and stuff. And I need that. But what I need the absolute most at this point before that is the physical fitness and to keep my body going. So Dante being 12 with unlimited energy, and him being like this huge, sorry, I gotta retie this. It's like falling off. Him being this huge exercise obsessed buff kid that all he wants to do 24/7 is exercise and work out. It's actually really perfect because he's become like my workout buddy, and now we could do the speed bag together, we could do the punching bag together, we go to the Y together, we swim together. Last time we were at the Y, he had me literally doing backstrokes. Good morning. I really like that. My son loves like the black and green. That's cool. You as well. Have a great day. It's like the reason, the biggest motivator, right, is like to box Dante, to gladiator fight him, to sumo fight him. So a lot of like my training too is like just to overpower my child. So there's a parenting tip for you. You know, stay stronger than your kids. Dante always says I'm not scary, so he's gonna see who's not scary now with my Xena body. And so it worked out like perfectly, right? So after 18 years of me questioning God, today I'm like, all right, yeah, you kind of had that really figured out. Plus the amount of hyper friends he has and being so popular, there's never not something to pick up. So even when I'm not trying to be exercised by him, I am still super exercised by him, from laundry and dishes and the motion of picking up the dishes and getting everything out of his room and, you know, constant laundry, blah, blah, blah. So he has me basically exercising 24/7. He was on the phone with one of his friends last night, a few of his friends he reached out to, because every time I go to the Y, I could bring someone for free. And, my throat's not working well. He's calling all his friends, like, yo, man, you wanna go to the Y? And he has it on Snapchat, so it's like out loud. And then one of them was like, yeah, what time are we going? And Dante goes 7. And they were like, in the morning? And he was like, yeah. And they laughed at him like, no, I'm good. You know, it's Christmas break. You finally get to sleep in. Nobody wants to go to the gym first thing in the morning except Dante. You know, I love that. Anytime I go in the evening or when he's off, he would go with me. He exercises right beside me, trains me in the job, talks a lot of smack, not in the job, trains me in the pool. I guess it's on-job training because my job is to get physically fit. So he trains me in the pool, telling me different things to do, and then he talks all this smack like, you're not doing enough laps. You're not going fast enough. You could kick harder. So, you know, some of the time I'm like, Dante, you know, we're not in the army. You don't have to be like a sergeant boot camp instructor, you know. But then he'll throw in a good job, or he did good, or good job for an old lady, or not too bad for an old lady. But, you know, it's his way of being super loving, and I love that about him. So he's learning a little bit more finesse and balance between the tough guy instructor stuff and the being sensitive to his mother. There's something else I was going to say. Oh, so one of the things, this is actually the last thing, because I'm running out of ability to want to carry this conversation on. Moms, I have made the mistake, this is for single moms, I have made the mistake my kid's whole life of taking on motherhood and fatherhood. And I always said, I'm a mom and a dad. And I feel like I have a lot more masculine qualities because the things that typically are more common for a dad to do, I do all of those things too, right? So one time somebody told me, it was Sandy, that you don't have to be their mom and dad, you just have to be their mother. And I was like, mind blown. And this was actually within the past year. And it resonated with me, and it changed my behavior. It was like she said something and it just was like, yeah, that's what I needed to hear. And from there, I released myself of the expectation of being Dante's dad, and I was able to be more of his mom and have more of that typical mommy interaction with him. And it changed our relationship, and it made it even better and stronger. And he was now able to have a mom instead of a mom trying to be the dad all the time. And it opened up a different softness. And because as much as they need a dad, they need their mom to be a mom and fill them with all the motherly qualities. So one of the things I've been doing is I let Dante help, whether it's remembering recipes or timing or helping with cooking or getting the things in and out for me, because of this. My first thing when I was sick was sheltering Dante from everything. And Sandy said, who's this Sandy? She's wise. Sandy said, you don't need to shelter him. It's just going to build empathy and compassion, and this is part of his story. And it released me from trying to hide everything and, running in the bathroom for seizures and trying to cover my mouth and be quiet so he wouldn't hear the Tourette's and stuff. And it enabled him to be part of my healing journey. It enabled him to see everything firsthand, what I was going through, so he knew how to pray, so he could see how Jesus was moving in my life. And it made him on fire for God because it made him really press into prayer. So I would have been doing him an injustice. Now fast forward to when Dante is a married man, and God forbid his wife ever has anything, even a cold or a flu or something. Dante's not gonna care for her properly, and it's going to be my fault. And she's going to say, why is he ignoring me? I'm sick and he's staying clear. And it's because he thinks that's what you're supposed to do. And he's not going to be that nurturing, loving husband because of the example I set. So I thought I was protecting him and shielding him, but I was hindering him and harming him and his future relationship. So now I let him be a caretaker, and he's learning these great life skills, and he's taking all this initiative to do loving and caring things and check on me. And now he's going to be a great husband and father in the areas of, caring for his kids or his wife anytime they, even have a cold. So because you can't be the dad, let the men that God puts in your life help. Let, your male friends, let the men in your church, they're part of his church family too. Let them give you advice. Let them talk to him one-on-one. Greg talks to Dante one-on-one. I found out that even with what Dante did with his Christmas money, Greg went and told him, that was such a good thing you did, and just complimented him and stuff. And one of the things I just found out, which you would think maybe I should know, but I had no idea. I just learned 2 Sundays ago from Ryan. So Dante and his friends, they talk smack all the time. They're always teasing each other. And I'm always like, hey, be nice, boys. And I'm like, oh my God, they're so mean. And I'm always trying to like, oh yeah, put you guys down. I'm gonna tighten my makeshift belt. And I'm always like trying to like be nice, say nice things, don't tease, blah blah blah. And Ryan was over, and he heard some of the bantering, and then I like made a comment about it, and he's like, Ashley, boys like doing that. It makes them feel good. It's like they like it. We all like it. Like, and I was like, wait, what? Really? And he's like, yeah. And I never corrected it ever again. And now I listen to the banter, and it's actually funny, and it's like not hurtful at all. It's like witty and like challenging, and it's kind of like uplifting even in a weird boy way. And I never knew this. So then I took it a step further, and now when I'm at the gym, it's basically 90% seniors when I go. And now when I'm at the gym, I'm gonna get off with you guys so I could go say hi to Tim. But now when I'm at the gym, I watch all the senior men, and they still banter. So yeah, thank you for that tip, Ryan. And moms, listen to the men God puts in your life, because they are the experts in being a man. You are not the SMA, the subject matter expert in being a dad, even if you feel like one. All right, gotta go.